Welcome guys to my Super Paper Mario speedrun guide. I'm going to show you guys how to do the entire route for Super Paper Mario. It's pretty fun, pretty straightforward, but you're going to start your clock as soon as you hit the yes button on Start Save File. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. So, a lot of the beginning of this game involves a lot of mashing, the 1 and 2 button, back and forth. So you're gonna start as soon as Luigi yawns here. So now that he started yawning, you press 1 and 2 as fast as you can. And of course, the faster you mash 1 and 2, the faster your route's gonna be and the more optimally you can play. So you're gonna go outside, Toad's gonna need your help, and then you're gonna be off. So I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit about the route before we start getting into the majority of the game. Just some kind of disclaimers, because the beginning of the majority of the prologue is kind of dialogue. So you can kind of take a little break after Toad says something here, and then once you see Bowser, you're going to start mashing again. So just some kind of disclaimers about the route. There are a few difficult tricks that you will need to learn, but most speedrunners are kind of accustomed to learning very difficult tricks to make the game faster and faster. One of the only tricks that you will not be able to exclude is Thudley jumping. Thudley jumping is a major part of the speedrun for Super Paper Mario. A lot of tricks do involve Thudley jumps, but there are a lot of tricks that you can get around not Thudley jumping, if that makes sense. I'll show the different options, but essentially what it is you use the pixel Thudley and Mario's flip ability to gain infinite height and distance. You jump up in the air and you ground pound with Thudley. You cancel the ground pound and immediately flip with Mario. If you do it perfect, there's about a 3-frame window where you can flip with Mario, and then of course he'll start fluttering in the air. You can jump, ground pound, cancel the ground pound, and then you can flip again, gaining infinite height and distance. So that is definitely one of the tricks that we will be using in this run. There is a couple other tricks like life stream jump that you can use throughout the run that will speed up your time significantly. You don't have to do any life stream jumps, but it is highly recommended that you learn the trick eventually. I am personally not going to show you any of the life stream tricks in this category or in this route, because I'm going to be showing you a marathon safe route so that you can finish the run all the way through. Once you get really good at the route that I show you, there are a lot of other tricks that will speed up your time significantly that I highly recommend you trying out. Life stream jump is a trick where you basically use the life stream mechanic. Whenever Mario or a friend dies, he regains 5 HP. Now, we use a lot of life stream jumps before we get Thudley because it uses the same technique. Now, the only problem here is this is a frame perfect trick, and Super Paper Mario runs on a 60 FPS game. There is a visual cue, but I personally mash because I don't know the visual cue yet. Once I get better at life stream jump, I will make another tutorial on it. But till then, I'm just going to show you guys the basics of the speedrun. So once Merlin gives you the pure heart, we're going to go ahead and get back into the speedrun we're actually going to play. Tippy wants you to follow her, so instead of going down the elevator, we're going to jump down, and then we're going to take the heart pill, or the pure heart, to the heart pillar right here. It is kind of nice that we have the heart pillars because you have about 30 seconds of relaxation where you don't have to press anything. You just kind of enjoy this little cutscene, grab a snack or two. Because the run currently is about 4.5 hours or so if you play very, very optimally. I do recommend saving in between chapters for your first few speedruns until you get to the point where you get really good at the run and dying is not really a problem that you face. That elevator that I just passed, if you can figure out the timing on it, it's faster to go in through the left, if that makes sense. Is the soonest you can activate that elevator is the fastest. For this elevator, it's the same mechanics. As soon as you can get through the elevator is when you're gonna want to go through. So we have our return pipe, which we will use later. And then the second you go through the door is when you split.